Hello and good morning, LinkedIn Connections. Cian here from McCarty Analytics. We're back with another video in our series on data-driven decision making, part of the step of building your first Power BI view. So here on screen you can see everything that we have built to date. If you're not up to date with the videos, then you can go back and start in my profile. All the videos are there for you to watch. On screen you can see that we've got a couple of KPI cards as well as the rest of our visuals, and I think we're happy with the amount of visuals that we've got in this dashboard so far. So what we're going to talk about today is being able to filter your data and make it dynamic. Firstly, we're going to make some more space on our dashboard. We can then put filters into the view, meaning we can navigate the data a bit better. Here we're going to click onto our card visual. We're going to go to our call out value, which is our large value in black here, and we're just going to reduce it to 35. We've got 35. Instead, we can just click on this, and similar to Word or to Excel, etc., you can go to Format Painter and you can just click on each one of your visuals. So now that we've got the new format for our visuals, we're just going to make this KPI a little bit smaller. And instead of trying to measure up each one of these, which you can do with Power BI, you can change the size and try and get it right. But what you can actually do is you can click on your card visual, go to the Format Visualizations pane, go to General, Properties, and then we can see the exact size it is. So we may as well have 100 and 255. Another handy trick for using your PC is that if you press Windows V, you can get your clipboard. So if you have a Windows computer, you can have a clipboard, you can turn it on and you can go back and copy and paste up to a few things. I think it might be 10 or 15, and then you can paste them in as you go along. So Windows V is the command to open up your clipboard, and you can copy a couple of different values and then use them. So we're going to go through to our card visuals and we're going to format those. Our Windows V, we're going to enter that. Again, click into our next card visual, select that, go to 100, go to 255, go to our next card visual again, go to 100, and this one is 255 already. Perfect. So we'll just line these up next to each other, even though they don't necessarily need to be. Power BI is great for helping you put things in place. As you can see, it's clicking in on a grid format in the background, which we'll cover again. So now we've got a space up here in our top left hand corner. We can come over here to our visualizations pane and we can see that there's a slicer. So this is going to be a filter for the data. We can click that, drag it up into our corner, and we can just resize it so that it's not covering any other visual. Slicer is going to allow you to filter the data dynamically, and we can put in any option we'd like over here. So in this case, I think the most relevant one to look at is date periods. If you're an executive looking at this executive view, we're going to want to be able to change the dates of our data. So you can see here that you can click on the calendar button, choose the date that you like, and all of your values will change. So whether we want to look at a particular month, a particular week, anything at all, we can come to our second before date selector and we can go click on April, go back to January, and then go to the 31st. And now we're just looking at 1 week's worth of data. You can see that everything dynamically filters. We've got our customer acquisition costs, employee hours, absolutely everything that we've already put our numbers into. In this case, we've set our target as a static, so it's still 1.2 million, even though our sales amount for that week is 70k. But again, this is how you can filter your data. You can put in as many of these filters as you like. Maybe you want to have a filter for a salesperson instead, so we're going to resize some of these cards again, just to create room for another filter. So we can come to our slicer, press copy and paste, Control C, Control V. It's going to copy it over for us here. Come back to the visualizations pane, get rid of the date and put in our salesperson instead. So now we've gotten our view, we can come over here to the visualizations pane, go to our slicer settings, and then we can choose what kind of a slicer we'd like. So in this case, I think the most relevant one to choose is a drop down. Go to the drop down. You can actually implement a search function here if you have a lot of data. So click on the ellipsis in the bottom right hand corner, press search, and now we're able to check just one of our salesperson's sales for the date that's selected. So if we want to just look at John's sales for that week, we can do it here. If we want to look at John's sales overall, we can navigate in our other slicer, and all of a sudden we're doing a performance appraisal for John for all of the data that we've got. That's it for another video. Thank you very much for your time once again today. Tune in for our next video where we'll be going over formatting some more of this Power BI dashboard, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.